Can we please have on stage Aditya Roy Kapur?
Good evening. How's it going? I think I shall take a seat.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Okay, guys, settle down now. Settle down, settle down. Okay, do you always get this kind of welcome?
I'm used to it, you know. I'm joking. It's always a wonderfully flattering and valuable thing.
You know, I'm going to ask them the question. I asked them, is it only the women or is it the boys also who've been waiting for you all day?
I'd like to believe it's both.
It is both. So let's give him the show of hands that you were giving me earlier. Have you been waiting for this all day?
There we go. My hands up as well.
Okay.
So how's it going? How's the day?
I have spoken so much.
Yeah, you've lost your voice.
I have lost my voice.
A big hand for Barkha and her trooping through the day. Garam pani with some... No.
No, you will do all the talking. So
Okay, yeah.
Okay, hang on. You're fresh from the success of Night Manager and they all love you. I don't think you're going to let me speak in this conversation, right? Okay, that's fine. When you get this kind of attention, how do you process it? You were at one point a regular Bombay boy, went to Xavier's, studied. Xavier's? No.
I went to Xavier's for one short year.
And then?
Then things changed. It wasn't a very... I didn't attend college that much. Let's just put it as that.
As they say, don't practice this at home, right? But honestly, how does somebody kind of keep authentic and a sense of reality when you have this level of adulation?
I think it's about wanting to keep it real. Like you should want to create an environment around you, I think, purposefully, where you don't want to be treated special in your peer group. You don't want your jokes to be laughed at more than they are,
like if they're corny and stupid, we have to say corny and stupid.
Exactly.
Right.
So I mean, you have to seek it out because very easily one can surround themselves with a group of people that are constantly giving you this echo chamber and this feedback loop. So I do feel like it's something that I hold very close to me. My best friends are still my school friends. I spend a lot of time with my family. I have other interests. Because it's a crazy job, yeah. It's a crazy one. There are lots of ebbs and flows. I've seen quite a few.
Yeah. And it kind of goes as easy as it comes, right? Sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. So I've seen a couple of these waves. It goes away as quickly as it comes. So it's important to find meaning in other things and not attach your sense of self-worth as strongly to every hit and flop.
You know, we were talking to a whole bunch of people through the day, some extraordinary women, some extraordinary men. And a lot of times when it comes to cinema and representation, one of the things that comes up is the male gaze, that the female body has always been objectified and so on. But when we look at actors like you, when we look at a kind of changing sort of cultural reference, today the male body is as sexualized as the female body. Is that something you're comfortable with? I mean, you're a pin-up star for these men and women. Is that something you're comfortable with?
Well, somebody's got to do it. Yeah, well, I am. I don't.
Basically, you love the attention.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Yeah, I don't find like there's anything wrong with it. I think we have done that to the other sex since time immemorial, right? So I think it's about what kind of gaze it is. And for it to be done tactfully, and one can always tell, yeah, when something is being done just for an effect or when something feels organic. And I think there's nothing wrong with celebrating the other sex and in all its forms, right? So I don't look at it as something that troubles me as long as it's being done well.
But something very strange, I don't know what the word is to use, something very strange happened with you. Please do not embarrass me and do this when he exits. So something very strange happened with him. He was, I don't know where you were, and there was a woman who tried to forcefully kiss you. And actually, it's not funny, because can you imagine if for a moment the genders were reversed and that had happened. Can you imagine how angry, how disgusted we would have all been? You shrugged it off. You said, hey, I'm not losing sleep over it. But it's a violation. You didn't see it like that. I'm just saying, for a moment, imagine the reverse.
I was thrown off for that microsecond, but you have to see where it's coming from. And in my case, it felt like it's coming from a place of affection. And that person was excited. They couldn't help themselves. I was able to handle it. So yes, I didn't lose any sleep over it. But I can understand what you're getting at. I think you're talking about getting into people's personal space and respecting boundaries, right? So I think, yes, in one sense, that's a valid conversation that needs to be had. I didn't make too much of a big deal about it. I didn't lose any sleep over it.
But at that moment, were you uncomfortable? Were you amused? Were you a bit nervous?
So she had 2 goes at it.
Oh my God.
The first one, I thought, I can I just put her to the side, and then I thought she would get the message, but the second wave was stronger.
Okay. Okay.
So I had to really, yeah, my self-defense had to kick in. But we all have security, we have people with us that take care of us, so it wasn't too bad.
Don't be getting any ideas, please, please, please. So what is your favorite thing that you've seen recently? Don't say night manager, say something other than night manager. Anyone?
Okay.
Okay, you're all?
Malang, is it? Yeah. Sama Malang, sama Aashiqui.
My question is this. Okay, calm down, calm down. My question is this. Do you think the idea of who or what a hero is has completely changed?
Has changed.
Over the years, when we look back, let's say 2 decades ago, even a decade ago, I think there was a set idea to who's a hero and what he does in a movie. And today there is all kinds of sort of lateral characters, your character, night manager, so many other sort of roles you've played. Who or what is the new age hero?
I think at its heart, it's someone that entertains. But you're calling that person a hero. And whenever I've loved heroes on screen, throughout history, they've always been principled. They've always fought for the right thing, however cliched and however done to death it is.
Yeah.
They've always stood for the right thing. Otherwise, they're called villains, right? So I think in that sense, heroes are still playing the ones that stand up for principle, fight for the their kind of principles and all that. So I don't know if that's changed over time.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, for you, on the other side, I mean, they had a kind of response to what their favorite work of art by you is. But for you, one of the things you've said is that you don't like doing anything that you wouldn't watch. You like to do the kind of stuff you'd watch.
I think the film Aashiqui too, right? I kind of got a chance to play a hero who was completely flawed and vulnerable and had his heart in the right place. Loved deeply, but wasn't able to get over his addiction, and in the end kind of obviously did not the greatest thing by taking his own life. But in a sense, that was a hero that was not a typical one that was showing his vulnerable side and showing his flaws. And I would imagine that's something new.
And that's going to take me to actually what we call this conversation, which is what is the idea of masculinity in the modern age? And I ask this not to overload it with some forced cerebral theory, but because, if women have to sort of struggle with body, expectation of looking a certain way, using a filter on Instagram to look better, they think. We've had a lot of conversations about that on stage today. Are men today as conscious, as obsessed, as fixated with the image? Or do you still get away, I think I read somewhere, by lounging around in your shorts? And I mean, that in itself can lead this crowd into some sort of hysteria, but you know what I mean.
I'll stay away from that this evening. I think on the whole, we are the most vain generation that's ever existed, right? I think on the whole.
Your generation.
I would say I am part of that generation because of social media and what it's done, right? I think it's made us, earlier I think vanity used to be looked at as not something that's attractive, but now it's celebrated.
Yeah, I don't think it's cool.
It's like it's my morning selfie, and so we're kind of celebrating vanity. So in a sense, we can't blame any one person or one sect or one sex for that. It's just the way society is going. I think we're overall more narcissistic than ever.
And are you comfortable with that? I mean, you're having a good chuckle over it, but are you comfortable with it? Because, you know, I think I read a film companion interview where you said that I'm the sort of guy who wants to go to Lincoln Road in Bombay to pick up a couple of shots, but my stylist doesn't want me to do that. And what I took away from that was that you want to be normal, but now you can't be.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. And I wouldn't know what I would feel like if I didn't have the adulation and the fame. So I can't claim to say that, you know, this doesn't matter. This matters a lot to me. We work very hard for the love and appreciation of our audience. So I would not for 1 minute say that. But having said that, I do miss aspects of my old life.
Like what do you miss the most?
I just miss roaming around my city and going out and having a drink with my friend without having to, you know, be
mobbed.
Yeah. So, and just going and having an omelette pav at Churchgate Station or taking a train every now and then. And people say, yaar, bahar jaake party karo na. But the fun of doing that in your own city, you know, of being able to just like chill. Though I'm still quite rebellious, I feel like the one silver lining from the COVID pandemic has been the mask for me. I'm going to be wearing it well into my 50s, I think.
Have you kind of done that? Have you worn a mask and then gone in?
The mask is wonderful. I've watched quite a few.
What did you do?
I recently went for the Blues Festival at Mehboob Studios just because the mask
And nobody recognized you?
They did, but 50% less.
And did that do for a normal evening?
Yeah, I managed. I managed to have a good time.
So other than that, what was the last normal thing you did?
The last normal thing I did, I don't know, I just took a rick the other day.
Really?
I did.
In Bombay?
Yeah.
And where did you, like, and he didn't recognize you, he recognized you?
He didn't recognize, I just managed. He didn't look at me only.
and why did you take a rick?
Because my car had gone somewhere and I was at dance rehearsal and to get home, I was like, chalo yaar, jab nikalte hain. So I try and I like these things. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And you know, I think I was reading that music is a big part of the sort of normalcy of your life. We've had some great music on stage and I wish you'd got a chance to see some of it. But why music? You used to jam earlier, I think.
Yeah, I actually started off as a VJ back in the day with Channel V.
Oh, do I remember the...
Yeah, the Afro.
Yes. Anyone here old enough to remember that? Some people, yeah.
And that 1 year in Xavier's, that 1 year I was in college, I actually started a band and I learned how to play the guitar. And that guitar has been my companion over the last 18, how many ever years. And I've written songs over the years that I've kind of pretty much...
You sing?
I do sing.
So can we hear sing?
If I had a guitar...
We have a guitar at the back. Hang on. Can we have a guitar?
You think?
Okay.
Now I'm going to have to prove it. So I'm actually, now I don't want to build it up too much because there is a guitar.
Yeah, and a guitarist.
But I'm actually, I've got into the studio this year and I'm kind of recording an album. So
really?
I said I might as well put this stuff out, right? I've been working on it for so long.
And did you professionally train?
No, I haven't.
So
you will soon see that.
Self-taught?
Self-taught, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got taught by my friends, yeah.
So I'm a little scared to open this up for questions. You all promise to behave? I'm not believing you. So you will not jump up, you will not run to the stage, you will not do anything crazy. And look at them, oh my God, that selfie, oh my God. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be ageist and ask an older person to ask a question first. Anyone here? Anyone here? Anyone here? No. We need her. We need her with the guitar. Yeah, set it up. Anyone? Okay, here in the front row. Can you come up? Because I am not wading into the crowd now to get a mic to you. Come up. And they're so jealous of you there. They're like, hi.
Hi, Aditya.
You can sit. Sit. Yeah, sit.
Okay, since everybody's jealous over here of me, first of all, I'll begin by asking and complimenting you that you're supremely good looking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, I'm myself a big Bollywood buff and I've followed your trajectory and I felt that over the years, especially in the last 3-4 years, you've grown a lot as an actor. So what do you think has bring that seriousness and that transition in you as an actor suddenly?
I think it's just about experience here. The more you do something, the better you get at it. The more people you collaborate with, the more different perspectives you get to look at. Everyone has a different approach. So I've just kind of tried to better myself with every film that I do, and I feel like I'm picking up new experiences. So I think it comes down to just repetition, doing it again, and being self-critical also.
Okay.
You know.
Do you think age? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Do you, can I get that mic? Thank you. Do you think that you have evolved, or do you think that that talent was always there and somehow there's a kind of deluge of you're getting noticed now?
I think I have evolved. I think I've gotten more comfortable as an actor with the more work I've done.
Yeah.
I've learned to relax more, and I've gotten better at some of the craft, you know. But yes, I think with this kind of thing, it just takes the right role at the right time in the right project for people to kind of really see it then.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do feel as an actor that you are putting in performances, but if the film doesn't do well, you know, the one thing I've realized is nothing really kind
You
of
can't
gets
predict.
noticed.
Yeah, like even if you've given it your best and it's a great film, if it doesn't succeed,
It doesn't kind of, yeah.
how
click.
do you deal with failure?
I mean, I've gotten slightly better at it. It was a pretty jarring thing when I was younger because you give your heart and soul to something, and then, I mean, it can be pretty brutal the way, you know, films are taken down when
Yeah,
they're not
sure.
doing well. I deal with it by, first of all, going into a shell for a few days and speaking and talking to nobody.
Yeah.
Once I've gotten my center back, so to speak, I try and... I mean, I've noticed that the best antidote is kind of going back on set. Just getting back into work.
Yeah.
You know, that's proved to be really good for me. But otherwise, if you don't have that, then travel and just doing other stuff. Yeah.
And what do you remember in your sort of journey in cinema to be your toughest phase? When you, it's obviously not now. You're on a high. You're riding the wave. You're riding the crest. But what do you remember was that toughest phase, and what do you remember the most about it?
I think I had a couple. I think after I did my second and third film, Guzarish and Action Replay, I had these ideas of, you know, what these films would do, and I think that neither of them kind of completely worked at the box office, and I didn't have much work, the kind of work that I wanted come my way for a good year and a half. So that was early on. That was kind of tricky to like get through because I was at home and just, you know, upset about it all. That was one, and also I think 2015, 16, I hadn't actually gone on a film set for 2 years.
And what were you doing?
I don't really remember, it's a blur. But I had a film that came out, it didn't do well, and I used to be more stubborn. I wouldn't work if I didn't feel it, you know. One thing I've realized is you just got to keep going.
Yep.
Again, that's another learning.
Yeah.
But at that time I was a little more stubborn, so I just was saying no to things. It wasn't as if work wasn't coming my way, but what ended up happening was I didn't work for 2 years. I didn't go onto a movie set.
And were you like really shittily low at that time?
I think I was in phases, but I was also completely fine, amazingly, in phases. Like I traveled, I chilled, I did other things.
Yeah.
So I guess some of those things have stood me in good stead to deal with more of those.
Has fame changed you?
Well, I'm sure that I think is a question posed to people close to me would maybe have a better perspective.
What do you think?
I would think in imperceptible ways that I'm not aware of, yes. But I would like to think at my core, no. No.
What would you have been if you were not an actor?
Yeah, cricket was the dream. Like, I think...
Yeah,
the
it
rest
is
of the
for like
time,
so many, yeah, that's set piece answer.
And I was good. I was a
Really?
quick
Like you
left-
thought of being a professional cricketer?
Yeah, and then my studies, my tuition started, blaming it on the tuitions, but yeah, maybe I wasn't good enough. So it was cricket, and otherwise a musician, you know.
A musician?
Yeah, that was the gig.
Okay, so I am told we have a brilliant guitarist here from Nagaland, and she was just on stage performing before you came. Is Imnainla here? Can we welcome her back on stage? I didn't plan this, I didn't script it, I had no idea this was going to happen.
Hi.
That's...
Hi. How are you?
And now I'm going to hand it over to you. What are we doing?
I don't know, you tell me.
Choose a track.
What do you like to play? You play something.
She's going to choose a track and he has to follow now. That looks very professional.
Is that plugged in?
I know, it's fully professional. Now, please,
Listen, guys, I've
please perform well.
really talked myself up too much.
Yeah,
Huh?
perform well now. You said if there was a guitar, and we produced it
I
for
think
you.
she will wow us with her.
No, we are expecting you to perform. She just did. So in the meantime, we'll take one more question while she's getting ready. Okay, here, come up. Come up. Hang on, no. You've got to let me control this. Okay, come on, go for it.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my god. Okay. Can I hug you? Oh my god, yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So my question was that what is your definition of toxic masculinity in today's time?
Ooh, good question.
Masculinity. I think there are lots of traits, masculine traits that can be toxic, but I feel like toxic masculinity is a term that should be used with care. I think there are lots of men that are potentially getting identity crises because they are not able to understand what about their masculinity is toxic.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the term is used so vaguely and vastly, so flippantly for so many different things that then one doesn't understand, okay, I'm not really sure what this means, So I think there are aspects of masculinity that are toxic, but I feel we need to, as a society, be better to be able to articulate them so that
But
men
can I
are
ask
able
you
to
something?
understand that.
Can I ask you something? Are there pressures on guys that don't get spoken of? Like are there stereotypes?
I don't want to get dark here, but I saw a crazy statistic today
Yeah.
that 78% of all suicides last year were men.
Right.
And only 1/3 of people in therapy are men. So it obviously means that men are in a crisis of sorts as well.
I don't want to say that something is wrong quite often.
Right, and don't want to
don't
say.
seek help.
I mean, they're told that you need to be vulnerable, you need to be sensitive, you need to ask for help. But as a society, I don't know if our expectations of men have changed. We are telling them, you all be different, but we expect of them maybe
Are men confused today?
how to talk for all men. I know
Are you confused?
I'm always confused.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we ready? Hey, are we ready? Go for it.
Wow.
Okay, can you guys come to the center of the stage because our cameras can't see you. So come to the center, please.
I don't know what to sing on this chord.
Once.
This is G. Should we do the alphabet?
Okay, but face the camera.
Should I play? You sing. No.
She doesn't sing.
Why don't you play us a song?
No, she just did. We want to hear you.
So give me the guitar.
Okay, give her the guitar.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You'll help me? Put this? No. I really don't want to. It's too short. Should I sit?
Okay.
Okay, guys. No. Don't sit.
Why? Why? Oh, they can't see you. You can sit here.
I'll sit here.
Yeah, come. Okay, come on now. Yeah.
It's gone off, guys.
Hello, back. We need... I only want to say that if anyone said that to a woman on stage, I don't know how she'd be reacting. We need you back. We can't do this without you. Is it on? Is it on? Don't go, just stay here. We need you. Ah. Not home.
Come on.
Chal. Okay.
Chal, yeah. Honey, you are a rock and I came here to talk. I hope you understand. Greener, with the spotlight shines upon you. And how could anybody deny you? 'Cause I came here with a load, and it feels so much lighter. Now I met you. Honey, you should know I could never go on without you. Green eyes, green eyes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, couple of minutes left. So, sorry. What would you tell your 18-year-old self today?
Oh.
Tell us. Batao.
They'll all be okay. I mean, I don't regret anything, you know. I think it's all added up to whatever has to happen happens at the right time. So, I honestly wouldn't change a thing. I feel like all the mistakes I've made, all the bad habits I've had to get over have all been part of my journey. So I don't know if I would tell him anything other than
I mean, do you
maybe
regret anything you did?
maybe avoid carbs after 6, I would tell him. Yeah, that's vain.
No, that's a very star answer.
So what?
You tell us something that's not commonly known in the public sort of media space.
About me, that's a tricky one. Yeah, how do I think? I'm bad with these.
That's from your earlier life, no?
From my earlier life,
Channel V years.
Channel V years. I really, I think, yeah, convenient amnesia. Yes, yeah, those were some days I'd rather not meant for public consumption. I'll stay away from
Were
this.
you like a wild boy?
Yeah, I had a phase of kind of before I found my feet and I got my job as a VJ, I was a bit of a vagabond. Yeah, spent a lot of time in Goa and traveling around. Should do a lot of alone travel, just pick up a bag and take off.
Really? Solo travel?
Solo travel, yeah, just
Like, where would you go?
I did a bunch of things. I went to Europe, I went to America, and just like pack a bag and get out, save up some money from my paychecks at Channel V and just like be on the road. Yeah.
So I want to get back to what was asked about toxic masculinity. You know, you said you can't speak for all men, and I get that. But somewhere I think you're thinking, I'm guessing, that there's a lot of conversation about what women are challenging, but not enough conversation about how the same stereotypes that women are challenging have also boxed in men. So for example, in a relationship, normally, there's a pressure on the guy to, I don't know, be the provider. It's not something I believe in, but in a set piece, conventional, middle of the road relationship, being the provider, being more successful, women taking on men's names after marriage, men being taller than women. I mean, strange thing, men being older than women, all kinds of stereotypes. So have you had to wrestle with any stereotypes like that? Or you don't really, you cruise?
I've cruised. I don't think I've consciously had to battle any, and there have been any existential crises that have happened because of stereotypes in my life. But I think at the end of the day, it comes, I mean, it's just about listening to each other's side and wanting the best for each other. It's not a competition, it's not a shouting match. If one wins, then we all lose, right? So I just think that the conversation needs to be more empathetic. It needs to be one where we're really listening to each other and wanting the best for each other rather than kind of, you know, putting each other down.
Sure,
and I feel like that nuance in conversation in public
has gone. I agree with you on that. But like, are there things about you in terms of how you think that have changed over the years? You know, like if I look back at what I thought, if you had a conversation with me about what is equality, I may have given you a different answer at 18 than I'd give today. So were these things that you thought that today you say, hey, no, I was wrong about that, or I'm still figuring this out? You know, because as you say, it's become sometimes adversarial, sometimes very black and white. Whereas the truth is that it's like, we're works in progress here. We're changing every day.
No, I think the fact that it's only getting better in a sense because these things are being spoken of and
Yeah.
attitudes are changing. Everyone is much more sensitive with the words they say and the terms they use and the way that they're looking at situations. So I think I would say that the same way everyone has gotten kind of better and more sensitive, that would have happened to me in the same
Okay,
respect.
I can see the clock ticking, so in the end I have to ask you, to this crowd that is clearly crazy about you, but moving beyond the fan girl and fan boy moment, what is the one thing you want these young kids to know that you kind of found out the hard way or the nice way, but one thing you want them to walk away from this evening with?
A selfie.
Oh my God! Okay then, go for
Yeah,
it.
let's do
Go for it, let's do it. But we need a phone. I don't have my phone on stage. No, everyone
guys,
sit down.
wait.
No,
Otherwise
no.
then, yeah.
Do it from here. on
Yeah,
the
from
stage.
here, from here.
Stage
From
selfie.
here.
Everyone sit down. No. Stage selfie. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down. I'm going to have to be like a school principal now. No.
No, we're taking it, we're taking
We are
it.
taking. Sit down. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Go.
Hey, come on, guys, give a good one now.
Okay, one
One
there.
more.
Okay.
One. Oh, that one? Okay.
Okay. No, you do it also.
I'll do it while he takes
Ah,
Very, you
very,
know yourself.
of course. हम भी थोड़ा
Okay, one more.
हम भी film school पढ़े थे.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We have to get you out of here before your mom.
Yes.
No. Oh,
Yes,
I'll get you out of here.
See you guys. Bye.